Yo, what's up, guys? This is Rubber Ducky 640 with my duo partner, Zerbinator.
Per usual.
Yeah.
Back for another video. This is our first podcast.
Yep.
Welcome back. We don't really have a name yet, so comment it down below, and we'll be choosing a name. So right now we're just calling it the Fortcasts, not forecast, Fortcast. But if you have a better name, comment it down, and we'll be changing the name.
And the topic for today is B.R.U.T.E.S. Now, my personal opinion on the B.R.U.T.E.S, I've been having trouble with them. They're very annoying. They scare you in half a second.
I think we should first go through originally the whole backstory of the B.R.U.T.E.S. So if you're new to Fortnite, so you probably have heard of the B.R.U.T.E. It came out Season X, the start, and the B.R.U.T.E. is a vehicle operated by two people. One's the gunner, one's the driver. You could dash, you could super jump, you could stomp, you could shoot with a shotgun. It does 50 damage per shot, a 1.5 damage multiplier for the headshot. It has a missile launcher, fires up to 10 missiles at once, and there's also an overshield, which you have to do 200 materials to create a personal shield for 5 seconds to protect you in the mech.
Now, I have, about the B.R.U.T.E.S, the clip size is 10 and the damage 50. That means 4 shots and he's dead with the shotgun, right? Which is a little unbalanced because you can stomp and get all those match. You can stomp and kill people from that. So having a clip size of 10 and 50 damage, maybe 40 or even stay at 50, but change your clip size to like 8 or, something like that.
But this past update, the V10.1 update, they changed a bit with the B.R.U.T.E. I want to say it's not that big.
It just tells you when
So they added a targeting laser that shows where the B.R.U.T.E.'s aiming to shoot you, and the self-destruct countdown has been increased by 4 to 5 seconds.
No.
There's a better audio. There's a few other things.
Well, I think of the new laser is that the laser is like, it just tells you when you're going to die.
Tells you when you're going to die.
No,
that's pretty much it.
Yeah, basically.
But this was a pretty big thing. It's not crazy, but they actually changed the chances of B.R.U.T.E. spawning in the match. I'm not going to go through the exact details, but in the later storms, there's a 3% chance that one B.R.U.T.E. will spawn, which previously it was a 10% chance that one would spawn. That's by Storm 5. And if we go to Storm 3, there's a 40% chance between 1 to 2 B.R.U.T.E. that will spawn. Previously, it was a 66 chance that 2 B.R.U.T.E. would spawn, which is crazy. Okay. So it was pretty big change.
But with the laser, actually, Epic Games at the beginning of the season, they knew that they were gonna bring the laser
in the first wallpaper.
You see the laser. So Epic Games knew that this item or this vehicle will be so overpowered. They knew they were gonna add the laser.
So Ducky, let's talk about our thoughts about the B.R.U.T.E. currently, and then after we'll talk about it in like the future. What Epic could change, make a more damage, less damage, whatever you think. You go first. Go. Tell me what you think about the B.R.U.T.E. so far.
I think personally about the B.R.U.T.E., they're overpowered. Now, what I also want to do is make a video on how many times people actually die to B.R.U.T.E.s, which would be a pretty cool video to show Epic Games that nerf the B.R.U.T.E.s. People have been saying this for so long, and we got to nerf them. Now, also the B.R.U.T.E., it's I guess a fun item to use. It's overpowered. Now, I don't want to be that guy that hops in it and destroys you, and then you just get super upset. You leave immediately. You get all upset. Now, the B.R.U.T.E., it's like, I don't even know. It's just overpowered.
I think the B.R.U.T.E.'s overpowered in a few different ways. I think they added the B.R.U.T.E. so that people who are not experienced players, people that are new to in past 2-3 seasons who need a win like this season. So they added it for that reason, I think. But even if you're in a B.R.U.T.E., the damage isn't crazy high. Like, you could kill, like, let's say you're playing duos, you could kill a duo, but after that you're pretty low damage. You're like 300. So the next duo you encounter, chances are you're gonna get blown up anyways. So I think the B.R.U.T.E. isn't really helping with that position so well.
Yeah. One thing that I'm actually super happy about is that Epic Games made a self-destruct button. So if somebody's shooting you with a Brute and there's nobody else in there, you can hop in, self-destruct it, and it's more of just a 1v1 build battle or whatever. If I'm not gonna say a bot. If he's not as skilled of a player, you might have an easier chance of winning the fight.
Yeah, I think another thing with the Brutes is that they made it so that like unskilled players can use it and get better.
Yeah, 100%.
But the one problem is they keep it in modes like solos where it's like there's no purpose really. If it's a duos vehicle, you need two people to really run it. And then they keep it in arena, which arena is not meant for unskilled people. The whole purpose of arena is for the more skilled. The regular modes are supposed to be unskilled. So why would it be an arena? What is the purpose of it in arena and solos? I think in the future they should just get rid of it in arena and solos.
But what was funny is that at the beginning of the season, the first week of the season, I've probably reported 14 players from teaming. Now you might be you're just reporting people or whatever, but you gotta admit that
everybody teams.
It's not fair, and you should get banned or you should get punished for doing such a bad thing, like killing somebody while teaming or whatever, and it's not a good thing, and you shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, in solos it's kind of like this teaming vehicle.
It's cheating.
In solos it is actually overpowered. Like it is legitimately overpowered
because you don't have a duo to break it or
too
whatever.
Hard to break it. I think a way that Fortnite can change this in the future is number one by lowering the damage of the Brute, probably to like 600, 500 damage. And maybe the shotgun does like lesser damage, less missiles, or it'll be a bit more random amount of missiles. Or I saw this really cool idea on Reddit.
Oh yeah,
I forget the Reddit user.
600.
But it'd be that the body would be 600 damage.
Yeah, and then each
one arm would be 200, and the other arm would be 200. Let's say someone's missile launching you, whatever, you just break that arm down. Then they only have a shotgun left.
And if you break both, then they can only stomp on you, which is a huge...
Or if you break the body, then they're done for it.
Yeah, but it's just a way more balanced way of keeping the Brutes in the game. Now, what I think Brutes are like a plane. It's getting removed at the end of the season, 100%. I think they're going to make an LTM, a Brute LTM. I have no clue what the name is going to be, but that's my theory, and I think that they're doing what the planes are. Like... There was also a glitch back in the planes, which had that there was less accuracy with the plane on console, and on PC you had more accuracy, which I don't know what Epic Games was doing. Now, I don't know if that's a bug on Brutes, but as of now, I think if that ever happens, that's huge disadvantage for console players, and it's like a plane, but the planes were, I guess, a little more overpowered, because if a Brute went against a plane, the plane's just flying, how does a Brute kill it? It's got missiles, you're probably gonna miss with the missile, it's just slower, and then the shotty does only to structures, not that much damage. I don't even know the damage to structures.
And Brutes are kind of like the new thing this season, so I don't think they're getting rid of it till at least season 11. There's 100%. No way they're getting rid of it. It's kind of like planes, but planes weren't the new thing. Zip lines were. But we get zip lines, we have hop rocks, whatever. We have a new thing every season, and the only thing we got this season was Brutes. So the chances of them removing it this season are very slow. But I think a few fixes they could do is lower it, like I said before, the Reddit user who did the 200, 200, 600, or just lower it down to like a standard 600, whatever it is. Or I think they could get some counters, like planes can return. I see planes taking on the Brutes. Planes are actually pretty balanced. At the end of season 7, they got pretty balanced out. I think they could make a return, or something like that can make a return. And I hope that planes do return. It'd actually be a pretty balancing thing. Or they just change the Brute altogether. And I was looking at the patch notes here, and it said that they added some more Brutes. 2 big team modes. What do you think about that? Like large team modes. Do you think that's a smart move or a dumb move?
I think that's actually kind of smart, but kind of dumb at the same time. Now, why it's dumb is you know, I played some Team Rumble recently, and the brutes have been one of those things that just annoy me. Because if you get 4 brutes, it's like 4 brutes can take on maybe 10 guys, which isn't balanced because there's only like 16 people per.
But I think the one thing about big team modes is that a lot of people could take on these brutes, so it's not that overpowered really in big team modes.
You know what I'm really happy about is that they actually added brutes to creative, and me and Zerbinator have been we were thinking of making a brute LTM, just a brute.
And if you guys want to help us out, we'll add you.
Yeah,
put down your username in the comments. If you're good at making creative maps, just tell us, and we should be getting a few of you to help us out. So yeah, we want to make a map as soon as possible. I think it's fun if the brutes were in a separate LTM, the same way that the swords LTM is super fun. I think it's one of the best ever. The plane mode is really fun. The driftboard mode is also pretty decent.
It's not bad. But when we played the sword mode, we didn't both take swords. We did something, I think, a little more smarter, more of a strategy.
Yeah,
I took the guns and he took the sword, and it just felt that we won more fights.
It's more comparable to like planes. The plane mode was a really solid mode, and I think the brute mode could also be really solid. If you have it's like a duo mode. You have one gunner, one like driver, and you just like keep on going, and you get like 3 lives. It kind of be like the plane mode, would be its own version.
But
I was probably have a few changes.
I was not a fan of the plane mode actually. I did not get a win in it, which really annoyed me.
But the plane mode is gotta be one of the best
brute mode would, because brutes are so overpowered, planes are so overpowered. But I think that the plane mode, it was not the greatest mode in my opinion, and I didn't get a win. But I still had some fun. It was funner to use something that I actually enjoyed when it was technically enjoyed when it was in the game. I felt it was a good item, but it was just in the game, and it was too overpowered in the game. But it was a fun item. Brute, I can say the same. That's why I prefer it in its own LTM, which can be how cool would it be? Soloage LTM of it that you have to swap seats to kill people.
I could see that. It'd be hard.
That would be hard, but it would also be pretty fun, I think.
I think that'd be pretty cool. And so let us know down in the comments, what do you think about brutes? Yeah. Are they overpowered? What changes would you like? Give us some ideas. Maybe we'll talk about it in another one of our podcasts on a different title about maybe vehicles. Give us some ideas also for our podcast. Any ideas you want, like some cool things, vehicles, weapon changes, something usually about the patch notes. That's kind of what we want. And hopefully Epic does announce a change for the brutes. And if you enjoyed, subscribe, hit that bell icon, and don't forget to leave a thumbs up.
And also, I also want you guys to write in the comments if you want us to do some challenge videos, like only legendary, only epic, only one rarity. You can do the one gun only. I might not win. It's hard to do those challenges, but it's worth a shot, and I want to see if you guys want me to do that. So please, in the comments down below, write what type of challenge video you want.